Welcome back, everyone, to the smartest year ever, our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalists. My name is Gordy, and because it's weather week, I was just wondering, what is the coldest weather ever recorded on Earth, and do you know where this pic was taken? Give me 5 minutes, and I bet you can work this into a conversation today, but first, like and subscribe if you haven't so you can keep up. I do this every single day. When you hear the coldest place on Earth, I feel like Antarctica comes to mind, and rightfully so. But I didn't really want this entire episode to be about Antarctica because I feel like Antarctica is its own planet more so than like a relatable Earth setting. So this is what I'm looking at today. I'm gonna look at the coldest single temperature ever recorded, the coldest average temperature, and then I'm gonna look at the coldest place where people actually live year round. Let's start with the big one. The coldest temperature ever measured on Earth was minus 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 89.2 Celsius, at the Vostok Station, a Russian research station in Antarctica, on July 21st, 1983. And that is cold enough to make your breath freeze into ice crystals before it even leaves your mouth, essentially. Look at this pic, by the way. That's the Russian Vostok Station. That is... You cannot tell me that it's not an evil lair, right? It doesn't look like an evil lair at all. Totally normal, cute little cozy building, right? Scientists, though, say that this cold temp happens because Vostok sits at 11,444 feet above sea level on the East Antarctic Plateau with clear skies, extremely dry air, and no sunlight for months during the polar night. Satellites have detected even colder spots nearby, down to about negative 144 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 98 Celsius. But since those weren't recorded at ground level, they don't really count as official records in the record books. The record high temp, just because I like to see the other side of things, the record high temp at the Vostok Station is a balmy 6.8 degrees Fahrenheit, or a minus 14 Celsius. So that's nice. Now, if we're talking the coldest annual average temperature, the record goes to sites like Dome Fuji and Dome A. These are high points on the East Antarctic Plateau where the average year-round temperature is around minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 62 Celsius. So even in summer, these places rarely rise above minus 30 Fahrenheit. But they're so remote that only small teams of researchers go there, and only in the least terrible months. Like, operative word being least terrible. Not best, just the least worst. But let's talk about the cold record of a place you could actually visit without joining a research expedition to the South Pole. For that, we go to Oymyakon, Russia. It's deep in Siberia, and this small town is the coldest permanently inhabited place on Earth. The lowest temperature ever recorded there was minus 96.2 Fahrenheit. That's minus 71.2 Celsius, and that was in 1924, though official weather station records indicate it being from 1933 at minus 89.9 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 67.7 degrees Celsius. So I wanted to give you what the folklore says, as well as what the most official reading is. Winter averages in this town sit around minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 50 Celsius, and it's not unusual for cars to be left running all day so they don't freeze solid. Like, eyelashes freeze over instantly, just completely white. Diesel fuel, gels, the local river freezes so hard that trucks can drive on it for weeks at a time. And when someone dies there, I was reading, you need to start a bonfire for days just to warm the continuous permafrost enough to actually bury the deceased person. Schools only close apparently if it's colder than minus 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That's minus 55 Celsius. And I was looking at their yearly climate, and it looks like it actually gets up to the 60s and the 70s Fahrenheit in the summer. And the record high temperature there is actually 94.3 degrees Fahrenheit, or 34.6 C. So, as you can see, the science is straightforward. Antarctica wins the raw numbers game because of its high elevation, dry air, and months-long absence of sunlight. And Siberia's extremes come from continental climate, clear skies, and being in a deep basin where cold air settles and just stays. So there you have it. Antarctica claims the coldest single day and the coldest year-round averages, but if you want to experience life in the coldest inhabited place where human endurance is part of the record, you'll have to book a ticket to Oymyakon, Siberia. Sounds nice. Go check out my sources, which can be found in the YouTube description. Leave me a comment, rate, like, subscribe. What's the coldest temperature you have ever been in? Have you been to Antarctica? Have you been to Siberia? Let me know. Also, go check out the 1-minute version I do of all these. At Smartest Year Ever, everywhere on social media. You can find me there. And in the meantime, stay curious and stay clever on our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalists. I'll see you tomorrow in the Smartest Year Ever. More Weather Week coming up.